Hi, this is Stacia, and today I'm going to share a tournament game that I played yesterday. So I played this tournament called the Royal Battle. It was put on by Progress with Chess, and this is an online tournament, USCF rated, and the time control was 30 minutes with 5-second increment. So this game I faced a 1900 player named Varun. He is local. I think he might be a kid. I'm not sure. But let's see what happens. So he opened with e4. I went e5. Knight to f3. Knight c6, defending my pawn. And bishop to c4, the Italian game. Okay, so against this, I like the move knight to f6. So counterattacking the e4 pawn. And now knight to g5. So I think white's going for, pressure on f7. And really the best move here is d5. So that is what I played. And after he takes, you could go into the fried liver. You could do this. This is crazy to me though. I don't think I would be doing this. Queen f3 check forks the knight and the king. And the only way to get out of check and defend the knight is this crazy move. So I'm not playing that. But I guess you can play that way. All right, instead, I like the move knight to a5. This is the best move. And after check, we block with a pawn. And we take back with a pawn. Now the bishop must move. And bishop to d3. And so for me, this is almost the starting position because after b takes c, there's actually a few different ways white can play. They can go bishop e2, they can go bishop d3 like in the game. That's also the move that I play. They could also go queen f3 and pin the c pawn. And I've seen white go bishop a4, but that's a horrible move. Don't do that one. It's very horrible. It almost loses by force. In fact, maybe I'll show you why really quick, since this is an instructive channel. Like, if they go bishop a4 here, we push away the knight. We push away the knight again. And if they try to come in, well, they can't go there. That's hanging. If they try to come here and say, okay, I'm going to win your pawn, we play queen d4. That forks the two undefended pieces. And then if they try to take, notice if they take with the knight, we just take here. So that's no trouble. So they have to take with the bishop because that comes with check. And then after we take and takes, we actually have this move. Queen c5. And look, the knight is actually trapped. So funny line. Thought I would show that. Also not bad for me to review it. All right, but instead my opponent played a good move, the move bishop to d3. This does block the d pawn, it does, but the intention of bishop d3 is to allow the knight to come to e4. So basically white is controlling the e4 square, and they're willing to do this. So it's not a good idea to go h6 here, because guess what? Knight e4. That's what white wants to do, and they want to trade pieces. They're up a pawn. So we're not going to do that. We're going to go knight here. This is what happened in the game. I was expecting knight to e4, and he played knight to f3. Now it turns out this is the main move, but I was at the end of my theoretical knowledge. So on move what? Move 9. Okay. So what to do? Well, I was pretty sure that the knight belongs on f4, but my pawn is attacked. When the knight came to f3, he was attacking my pawn. Now, I'm actually curious about something, so we're going to look at this for a second. Like, if here and knight takes, I mean, can he even play like this? I really doubt it. I'm actually hitting this. I'm hitting the bishop. The bishop is temporarily guarded though. But maybe I could play queen e7, given that there's no queen e2. So let's see what the computer says about this. It says queen d5. Oh, queen d5. It also likes knight takes g2, and it likes f6. Well, queen d5 is really nice because now we're attacking the knight, and maybe we're going to take with a queen here. This looks really bad for white, doesn't it? Our bishop can get involved very easily. The other bishop can get involved very easily. So here they would have to go something like, well, it says queen f3. So wanting to trade, but also, well, that just loses a piece with check, doesn't it? Yeah. So they can't do that. And that's the best move? Okay. Yeah, like let's say they do this and attack the queen and try to develop. We'll just take the knight. How do they save their knight? If knight f3, now we do this. Yeah, it's just lost. I can't see a way out. Okay. So that's good to know. So I guess they cannot take the pawn like I thought. So after knight f5, they cannot take this. It's just losing. So I did defend it. Turns out this is the main move, because I also do want a castle and then maybe start a pawn storm. I'm not sure, but that's what I had in mind, like maybe g5 and g4. Castles is the main move. Knight f4. It's nice that I can find the correct moves even when I don't know them. So knight to f4, attacking the bishop. Okay, and here it turns out the main line is rook e1, which is really unnatural. I mean, putting another attacker on the pawn and lining up the rook with the king. But here I would definitely take. And that is the main line. And then from here, we just castle. So apparently this is the main line, and they still can't take this pawn. Actually, it looks like they can, but it's most common to go knight c3. All right, so we learned something about the main line. But this is the part of the game where we deviate from the main line. And he played this. Bishop to e2. So white's up a pawn, so if they can just finish their development, they'll have a good position. I knew that, and I thought maybe I should go for rapid development. But it turns out bishop e2 is actually not a move played by grandmasters. And if you want to pause your video and find out why, go ahead and do so now. Yeah, so it was unknown to me, but I can actually play this move. Yeah, that's really cool, isn't it? Knight takes g2. And actually, the knight is untouchable. If white takes, the whole point is we want to play queen g5, but there's a knight guarding, so we go e4. The knight now has to move. And where should it move? Like, I don't really know. Let's just go here. Then we have queen g5 check. And the beauty of this move is that not only does it check the king, but now we're ready to go queen f4. So once this happens here, and there's no way to defend this pawn, this is going to be forced mate. Yeah, the computer gives knight to f3, but we take that. Checkmate. Okay. So pretty cool move. The other one the computer does like is e4. So if you said e4, that's also good. I didn't like this as much because knight e1 does guard that threat. But I guess we still go queen g5. And we have play here. So g3. We could go bishop h3. Yeah, this is definitely an attack, right? So that is also good. Okay, but after bishop e2, I did not see knight takes g2. That didn't even cross my mind. So I definitely am making a flashcard of that. All right, and I did not want to take the bishop. If I take the bishop, I just help him unravel. So I thought I would go for rapid development. Castles. Yeah, and as you can see, the computer does not like this move. It said the reason it's a mistake is because I have this, though. So not easy to find. So castles means that white is one step closer to untangling. So they can play a developing move now, like d3. Now d3 actually attacks my awesome knight on f4. But I didn't know if he would actually take it. So I decided to go ahead with a pawn storm. So I wanted to go f5, g5, g4 is what I want to do. But yeah, this is so hard. Like, I didn't see other plans. And, well, to be honest with you, that's the whole story of this game. I found the wrong middle game. I didn't find a good middle game plan. My plan was too slow, and white got active, and I was worse. So let's really look at what should black do here. What should my plan be? I didn't really want to take that bishop. It looks kind of sickly, first of all. But second of all, helping the queen come to e2 also didn't seem like a good idea. So what other plan could I do? I could go rook b8. I definitely considered that move. And I could also like try to get this knight in the game. That's often a theme in this opening, is that we need this knight to get off of a5 where he's terrible. Can't go here either. So this knight really needs to go somewhere. So for that reason, I think c5 might be a good plan just to help this knight come back into the game. c5 also stops the move d4 maybe. So that's kind of a cool idea. So turns out the computer likes taking the bishop. And I think the reason that this is thrown in is because it doesn't like what happened in the game, which was bishop takes knight. So after this, the computer gives c5. So apparently this is the correct plan. We don't have anything concrete, so we're just going to move forward. Another thing I could do here that I thought about was taking and bishop g4 pinning. But the computer does not like this. It says bishop d2. So the knight is attacked. I mean, do I care? Why do I care? And then it just wants to go f6, rook e8, or bishop h5. Yeah, and I think the reason this pin isn't so good is because I don't have an immediate way to attack the knight. I'm not playing e4, and this knight's way over here. He's not going to attack this. So without another way to attack that knight, I mean, queen f6 is possible, except after bishop d2, it would drop this knight. So that plan doesn't work. It's just not good enough. Pinning the knight and going for that doesn't work. So yeah, we have to go c5 and get the knight back in the game. So proceed with getting a better position. Okay, but in the game I played f5. I thought this might be a good plan, but as you'll see, first he takes, I must take back. All right, so now I have double F pawns. Now, the sad thing about that is it's going to make it harder to open up my rook. Like a lot of times you can, you know, pawn storm and then these pawns disappear and then your rook's open. But with this pawn here, that's not really likely anymore, and I kind of realized that during the game. Although it does kind of help me go for this. I could try this. But then look at my king. If white is like active, then my king could be in danger. So sharp position. And after I took back, my opponent played queen to d2. I missed his main idea with this move. I wonder if you guys see it. Looks pretty obvious now. I think, you know, in a middle game plan, you can't just think about what you want to do. You should also think about what your opponent wants to do. And I missed that here. So here I was thinking about some moves like rook to b8. I thought might be a good move. Just get the rook on the open file. I also thought maybe rook e8, but then this pawn is loose, so I decided against that one. And I thought about g5, but I kind of chickened out on that one. It turns out it's the best move, so wow. Wish I had seen that. And if I try to go king h8 first, that's just slow. It's a bit slow. So I ended up going with this move. Yeah, I don't know. In hindsight, I would not play this move again. Clearly, I was trying to free up my queen. My queen's stuck defending the knight for now. And get the knight to a better square, but the correct way to do this is c5, although that doesn't work here either. If c5, computer likes d4. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and already playing f5 is a problem because of this diagonal. Because there's a line like this. Like, let's say I take, they can take with a queen. And let's say I play something natural like, oh, I'm going to check your queen. Check. And that's a fork. And there's going to be a lot of stuff like that to watch out for. So c5 doesn't work because white is ready to play this d4 break. Yeah, and I don't want the position to open, I don't think. I am not set up for that. Bishop here, weak pawn, open king. Yeah, so c5 is not on the menu. So g5, try to get counterplay is the only way to go. Instead I did this. This is just much too slow. And I totally missed this queen c3 idea, which, you know, normally the knight goes to c3, so I wasn't expecting this, but it does attack my pawn. So it does that. All right, and I just undefended it. The knight was actually guarding it. So I should probably defend that. And by the way, white's already plus 2.4 here. So I managed to, yeah, just to, I mean, what happened? This went downhill so quickly. Okay, so theory, first move out of theory. And I missed knight takes g2, which is the only way to stay equal. Wow, chess is hard. Instead, I castled d3, and I found the wrong plan, f5. Instead, I should just play like this. And just continue that way. But okay, f5. Opening up my king, that's the problem. Giving up the knight, another problem. Okay, and then this move is real. Yeah, this might be the real culprit because it does look like a bad move to me. And, well, here I just have to go g5. So let's just say g5, and here I guess I go g4. If they move the knight, that does look like a very dangerous pawn storm. So the computer wants to counterattack. Now I have to go knight b7, right? Actually, I would probably do this. Yeah, it says black's winning now. So after this move, they have to take here. Wow, so did I just win a piece? Somehow I doubt it. Knight b7. That's kind of scary. Now the knight's attacked, the rook's attacked. Bishop e5 is the move. Attacking the rook. Okay, this is getting very wild. But, yeah, so this is the type of game I needed it to be because the way the game went, I was just much worse. So after here, I went queen to c7. Computer hates it, I know. I was trying to get my rooks connected. I guess instead I should go bishop to e6 and just sack the pawn. So I could play like this and then just go like, wow, can I even play knight c5? I was thinking maybe I could even do this. Yeah, and white's still better, don't get me wrong, but I mean, look how many pawns a white has. This is a very scary way to play chess. But maybe I didn't have a choice. So queen c7. And look at white. They are fully developing now. They connected their rooks. And my pawn structure is... well, it's going to be an annoying fight ahead because white can attack my weaknesses and I'm going to have to defend. Also, my king's still open. I need a tempo, but it's getting to the point where I don't have time to move him. So I went here to block the checks. The knight came in. That's pretty annoying because it attacks my bishop and my pawn. I did see this could happen and I planned bishop d5. So here he went bishop to f3. And he's not really threatening this because my queen is defended by the bishop, but that does get his last piece like really into the game now, and it x-ray attacks the c pawn. Yeah, I didn't know what to do here. It looks like I'm gonna lose my c pawn. I do not think I should take. Like, if I take, I'm just helping white even more. Yeah, and the computer's giving knight to d8. Wow, passive. I mean, if I have to play that, I'm going to lose. So I didn't want to do that, so I tried to play the trickiest move I could find, a5. But I actually think it's kind of correct. Because you got to do something or you're going to lose. So my idea is that I have this threat, and that would trap the queen. And if he made like a spot to move the queen, then I would still win the knight. So that was kind of the idea there. But now I think he played absolutely right. Knight takes c6. I did see this move, but there's a lot of moves that look good here. Like, I thought knight b5 might be a move. This is a move. This is a move. There's just a lot of stuff. He did this one. And I took back this way. And I'll just show the rest of the game now because I am losing here. And I just, you know, you should always try to hang in there and find a trick. That's all I did. But he takes with the queen. I don't see a way to not trade, so I took. Now my knight's attacked, so I defended it. Yeah, but here, look, the pawn structure is going to come to tell for sure. Knight in, attack the bishop. Okay, I'm trying to get my pieces active. Notice that the bishop controls this square. So annoying. I really want to challenge the rook. So I went up here and attacked the bishop. Okay, now I cannot do this. It's still undefended. So I brought my king up. Yeah, I'm trying my best. Attack the bishop. We get a trade. Yep, and here comes a pawn roller. Yeah, it's just too strong. There's nothing I could really do to stop this. Oh, and I think this might have been a big blunder. Was this the part? Yeah, because now knight check. My king is guarding the queening square. I guess I could take, but then everything comes off, right? Oh, maybe not. I could have played here. Well, this is... I mean, why not just play, like, this move? King c7. You have to get out of the pin. Yeah, so this is... I do not think I can stop 3 passed pawns, so I probably couldn't even stop 2. So there you go. Very interesting game. I don't usually play players that are much stronger than me, but this player was, and he showed me why. That middle game plan. I mean, the computer, when I run this through the report, you guys might find this interesting. When I run it through the report, I wonder if I can show that on my screen. I want to show you guys that, so I'm going to, yeah. We'll do this. Okay, so you can see everything now. Yeah, when I run this through the report, it actually says I only had 4 inaccuracies and 1 mistake. I mean, that's not so bad. My opponent had 0. Yeah, and I do not think he was using an engine, by the way. If you compare it with the engine moves, yeah, it's not, he wasn't playing the engine choices, but he was playing good moves. I think he just knows this opening good and the plans better than me. And yeah, look what happened. Like, I was actually slightly better right here, but I had to find this move, like I said. And if you don't find it, then the graph starts to go the other way. So now white has the advantage. And then look how quickly things fell apart for me. Moves 11 to 15. I'm just kind of baffled by that. But that's what happens when you don't know the right plan. So that is why I focused on that. Yeah, things just went downhill. Like right here, after queen c7, I'm lost. It just happened that fast. And I'm strategically lost. I didn't blunder a piece. I didn't leave anything hanging. Nothing like that. I'm strategically lost. So very fascinating. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I have 2 more tournament games. One of them I played a FIDE master for the first time. So I'll definitely be sharing that one. And the final game I played someone, an expert, 2100. So, but I think playing up like this is really good for my chess. So we're going to learn from these games and press forward. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.